Let's see. A little earlier than I thought. But it seems as if we have some breaking news. I've got the stream muted. So we're going to do our thing while we see what happens. But come on in, and if you would be so kind as to hit the thumbs up button for me. And let's see. Get all my stuff straight. Okay. I think I got everything together. So, last night, a lot of us saw that my chat, all chat, while I'm thinking of it. Yeah, remember, not that I have tons of people in here usually, but hit the live chat, the all chat reminder instead of just the top chat, because I don't know, top chat's useless. But yeah, I was gonna go over some more Murdaugh testimony today, and I got home from taking my kids out, and it's summer break, and I saw that this was happening. So last night we saw Alex, aka Criminal Network, get arrested on the street. It wasn't pretty. There's many opinions about that. So I promised a nail project, so I figure we can watch, see what happens. I know that there was some kind of catastrophic breakdown this morning with the server for the live feed for the arraignments, the Tucson arraignments, and it apparently was like server wide. It wasn't just the jail. Oh, there he is. Okay, here, I'm going to be quiet.
And then we'll go up and show some love as well. Wow. See, they did lie to us. He was right. They really lied to us right now. That's crazy.
And I'm using the Juice's stream.
That is crazy, chat. Y'all saw that.
Because I think out of everyone.
Someone get that man a lighter. Oh, he's got a lighter. Okay, all right. It's already lit.
And I feel like with him, if he had known that he wasn't supposed to do that.
Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that a lot. Yeah, it's better than water. No, it's not, but it is. He's out, guys.
Nick, can we get a family photo with Alex?
He's signing the back of the shirt right now.
I'm not gonna spend all day on this, but
where's the music at, guys?
He is out.
What's good, brother? Welcome back, sir. We appreciate you. Yeah. Want me to add that You are listening to Criminal Network.
You're good, yeah. Don't bail me out. I'll be out in the morning. They just took forever to fuck.
Yeah.
Did you even get seen by a judge this morning? They were having issues with the cameras.
Yeah, when I went in there.
Yeah, so that's.
But then they called the phone.
Tried watching.
We thought you had a gash on the side of your face, but you're good though.
No.
Yeah. We thought they
never brought me down.
That's what I was telling.
It was the same guy who got you. He's trying to bring me.
I know.
And they keep resisting arrest.
Oh,
Man, my hands are right here.
I know, you were trying to tell him. You were trying to tell the guy in front of you.
Guy to quit twisting my...
You were like, can you tell him that he's trying to put the cuffs on me? I observed the whole thing. I saw the whole thing.
Did you see me drag him over to the camera?
Yeah. I saw that. I pointed. I was like,
hold on.
That was awesome.
I don't know when it went off. When did the camera go off? Because I had the mic on when I went to jail.
When you went to the car. Yeah, when you went to the car. Yeah.
It turned it off?
Yeah.
Oh, you could hear me?
Yeah.
And probably crying.
Nah.
Did you get your property?
I didn't even push those guys down. No, they kept all my shit other than my 2 phones and my
Probably got sent to their apartment. You'll have to go down there.
pick it up.
Can you pick it up today?
I feel like when he fell, he kind of gave up.
Call them. Said I'd get home.
Well, I can give you a ride home. Right next to you, so.
Oh,
Your family's not here. Your daughter's at work.
Yeah, they're working.
Yeah.
Good. They knew what was going to happen.
You ride home?
Sure.
Are you on the east side?
Both of you on the east side.
We both are. If you want to give him a ride home, you can give him a ride home too.
You guys, thank you for coming out here. You guys made my day.
Yeah, we had to show
We support you 100%, brother. We support you. Give me a hug, man. We support you 100%, brother. Support you 100%. We already know. We got you, bro.
stuff, guys, but just keep an eye out.
I think it's good. Somebody bought my camera? I think we're good. Oh, they might have. Oh, yeah, somebody did bump my camera. Why would they do that? I'm about to beat them up, man. I'm joking.
Hey, Truth, how you doing?
Let's move it. 100% though. Alex is crying. That's the first time I've seen him cry, man.
Yeah,
he's feeling the he's feeling the support. He's feeling the love, and that's good. He should feel that. He deserves that. And going back to everything, I could talk about him. I can't talk about mine. But he's absolutely, he did nothing wrong. Nothing wrong, guys. We'll get a picture. We'll get a stream pic for y'all. Stream pic.
It makes me sad that this is what this case is becoming. Oh, people getting arrested, people peeing in tents. People throwing dog poop and cactuses on the side of the road, and fine. Who porch grading?
Yeah.
Who got it?
They left the trash.
You got the trash there. It's in the back of my truck.
Yeah.
Mine's got a really bad rap.
Hey,
Independent channels have really bad rap lately because of this.
Alex, you're a strong man, brother. You're a strong man. It took more. It would even three wouldn't have been able to do that. It's crazy. Yeah.
Stipulation, the judge said no.
As in his prime.
I think I just heard him say the stipulations. The judge said he can't go back out there. And I think a lot of us already kind of assumed that. First time. But
I got you on the picture. Where's the phone?
All right, here now we're going to take a photo of everybody that showed up for Alex Day's support and getting out. Everybody get in the picture, please.
Yeah.
You guys all made my day. Thank you.
The Jews, just stand in front of me. That's
in here.
Me and him both, huh? All right.
More in. 2. I'm blessed. 3.
Beautiful.
2.
Juice.
Alex. 3. Thank you.
Cheese. Cool. No, that's good. Thank you, man. We'll take that one.
Thanks for being a voice, Alex.
This is the thing. She just said, "Thank you for being a voice, Alex." But Alex could have been a voice in his own home. Alex could have been a voice at the sheriff's department. Because that's what the story's become, is it's about Nanos and his power trip. And I feel like it wasn't those deputies' fault. They were told to do something. They don't get to always agree with their boss. It is, exactly. It is just petty down. And, you know, when I saw this last night, when I saw him get arrested last night, I thought we are officially at the FO portion of our FAing episode. You know, I mean, and I did look it up because it was something that I remember being taught in Scouts. I thought I remembered it, but it is illegal. Now, I don't know if he did or he didn't. I don't know if there was another time that he did or he didn't, but I did look it up and it said, yes, it is illegal to urinate in public, to leave yourselves in public, even if you are completely out of view. The entire act, even though you're completely covered, completely sheltered in public, is illegal. Even if you don't show anything, even if you take your bottles and your stuff elsewhere to empty, it is still considered a public health risk, and you're not allowed to do it. And I remember that from Scouts, that when we were out on these hikes and things like that, we had to plan for the bathroom. We had to make those boys hold it, sometimes for a quarter mile walking. And, you know, is it something that's always upheld? No. Probably not, you know. But it's one of those things where if they're already, if you know they're already looking for a reason to come get you, then they're going to find a reason to come get you. And it's like, you ever watch that show, Dumb Criminals? And how is it that most of the times that the people that have, like, say, something illegal in their car get caught?
See y'all later.
It's because of a turn signal. It's because of a... So there. That's done. It's because of a turn signal. It's because of a... They didn't stop at a stop sign. It's because of something like that. And I just feel like this was just poking the bear. So, you know, I mean, if you want to be a martyr, you got it. That's, and this is the thing. He's been very belligerent to people. He's been nasty and rude. He said nasty things to neighbors. He's called Sheriff Nano's wife and made a prank call. He called Sue Ellen and made a prank call. I don't know. I think it's all just really... I think it's all silly to get caught up in that, because it's not doing what And it's not doing what they think it's doing, is what I feel like. And at this point, I just don't even understand. So, what I'm going to do all the rest of that unfold. So we'll see what happens there. I hope he doesn't go back out there. But he's out, so we'll see what happens, right? Hopefully nobody else goes back there. Go to the sheriff's department. Sit there. Put pressure so that Nanos starts giving people answers. Not only for this Nancy Guthrie case, but for all the other chaos he's created. If you all are locals, you have every right. It's not just even about Nancy Guthrie. This sheriff has completely botched the job. He's been dishonest. He's been a tyrant. I mean, it sounds to me like the deputies didn't think that all of this was worth it, didn't want to do this. But Nanos wanted to prove something. And Alex wanted to prove something too. So that's, I don't feel bad. We much know that this was going to happen. Juice already knew that they told him that if you come back out there, you will be arrested. He knows that now. He didn't. He said he didn't when he got his first citation. Okay. That the thing is that ignorance of the law is not a defense. But I will give him that because I haven't seen him be rude or disrespectful or loud or obnoxious or anything like that to anyone out there. I've seen him sit there, and while I don't see the point, I don't think he was intrusive to anyone. But this is FAFO 101. They tell you don't be out there, whether it's right or it's wrong. You knew that going out there and if they pulled up, you were going to be arrested. You can't be surprised. They told everybody else. They told you. They told him. That's what happens. And this is the thing that I do think stinks is I wish he had not gone out there because Brian Etten was also looking into this. Because it had repercussions on him too. And you maybe could have gotten out of those original charges, but now you did this knowingly. And for what? There's other ways to flex your First Amendment. And everybody out there, the people that live there have rights too. So I guess it comes down to whose rights trump whose, right? I don't know. We'll find out. So now, I'm going to get my nail stuff together while we do some rewind Murdaugh testimony from the first trial again, because that's going to be coming up in a couple months, and I really want to watch that and dive into that and see what's different. But I can't remember a lot of it because I'm old and this was years ago. So my daytime, this is going to be like my daytime stream. So even though it's kind of late. But again, I'm on summer vacation. So I'm going to set that up. I'm going to do, Jerry gave me some ideas for red, white, and blue the other day. And getting to where we're getting close to, got what, 3 weeks till 4th of July. Do some cute stuff to get us kind of in the spirit. It's the 250-year anniversary of the United States of America. And no matter what side you believe in, I believe that the red, white, and blue stands for us. All of us. Not any of those stuffy shirts sitting in Washington. Not anybody in the White House. Not anybody in Virginia, Washington, D.C., whatever. It stands for us. So, and I like having cutesy toes and cutesy fingernails for any of the barbecues, open houses, all that stuff that we're going to be going to. So I won't be doing all red, white, and blue the next couple of weeks, but I will be doing some here and there. So yeah, so with that being said, I am going to start the Murdaugh testimony. Today we're going to be listening to one of the detectives that interviewed him, after Maggie and Paul had been found deceased on their property. At this point, they're starting to question some things, and we saw the first session of questioning in the truck on the property that night. And this is the second interview that they do at the police station. And, things change a little bit. So I'm going to push play on this. I'm going to get the mail stuff set up. And I will be live later tonight because we've got some updates to do for Lynette Hooker. And I want to, we never got to the other night, but we've got some stuff to put out about startle goings also. So she's been missing since last August from Munising, Michigan. Similar-ish story to Lynette Hooker. So, she's someone else that I want to keep her name out there. I want to keep her picture out there because just in case. You never know when you see something. They were seen at the Escanaba State Fair the night that she disappeared. And you never know. There could be somebody that's right now going through their phone, deleting photos to try, because they're getting ready to go somewhere on a trip or something else. And they were at that fair that night, and they see something that they didn't realize was important back then, or even in their photo, but is now. So, yeah, I am going to be doing that later tonight too. So, let me mute the music, and I will push play. And hopefully, today's supposed to be beautiful weather, no storms, no anything. So, last night we had some storms roll through, and they were like super big, super bad. I was getting really worried. They had spawned a couple tornadoes on the west side of the state. I live in Michigan. And by the time I gave my dog Benadryl, got everybody prepared. And by the time they got about 10 minutes from my house, they pretty much split, went around us, and it just kind of sprinkled. So I thought, but by then it was like midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. So I just said, forget it, went to bed. So, all right, here we go. This is the Alex Murdaugh interview by SLED. And it is a little bit hard to hear, so I'm gonna crank the volume up, and I'm gonna put the closed captioning on too, so that you can. And then let me see what I can do here. trying to move this over. Let's see. There. That way, you'll be able to see a little bit of what I'm doing over here on the cloud cam, but you'll still be able to see the closed captioning over here. Hello, Texas Jane.
Who's down to your right? Jeff Croft, who's testified. Jeff, you still in here? Is that here in the back?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm going to mute my mic just so you can't hear my rustling around. I'll unmute it when I get ready to go pop on my camera and when I have something to show real quick and tell you about. So, our regular deal, you know. And please, if you're new in here, please hit that thumbs up button for me and hit the subscribe button. Helps get me out there and get more people seeing and more people hanging out. So, all right, here we go.
What time is this?
It indicates 9:50. The time is incorrect on our recording system. But my notes, my report indicates it was approximately 11:09 a.m.
Thank you. I'm sorry, Judge. One of the jurors is requesting something, Judge.
This is the easiest to put it down so you can see it in that box that is on the other side. Thank you.
Doing good, man. Can't complain. Ready to see some cool weather. I have none in your life. That's probably me too.
To the left of Mr. Murdaugh, I know we've got an inset smaller, but to the left of Mr. Alex Murdaugh, the defendant, is that Corey Fleming?
Yes, it is.
Thank you.
It was brutal at my house last week. Air conditioning went out. Oh, okay. Yes. No, you spell your name with two M's or one? One M. All right, sir. Alec, I appreciate you coming in today. I know we've got a lot to talk about. I know you have millions of questions. But before we get started with your questions, this has been going on for over 2 months. And we've done a lot of work. I know you have. And I've got some more questions that I need to get clarifications on. Sure. Okay. So we'll start with that. Wait a minute. Yes, sir. Maybe I'm mistaken. I thought we were coming here so you could update him on what's going on. And I intend to do that let's do that first. Okay. Let's do that first. The update is I'm doing the investigation, and I have some questions that I would like some answers to. And I mean, certainly, if I ask the question, if you don't want to answer it, you don't have to answer it. No, I'm fine with that. I mean, it's more clarifications of the 2 interviews you've already given me. Totally understand. Okay. Just wait 1 second. Yeah. Wait 1 second. All right. I need for you to tell me, are you going to give us information? Or are we just here for you to ask questions? No, I'm going to give you some information. Right. Why can't you give us information first? Some of the information that you're asking about are in my questions. And as we go through, you'll see. Okay. I don't mind it. I know you don't, but I can't. I mean, I'm a friend, but I'm also a lawyer, and I like to know what we're doing. I like to understand what we're talking about. You know, I need you to answer this question. Are you asking him questions to further your investigation, or are you asking him questions because you think that he's a suspect? I need a straight answer.
I am asking these questions to further my investigation.
Right. Does that mean that you're not asking him these questions as a suspect? Because I'm not comfortable with you asking him questions as a suspect when I came here with the thought that you were going to be telling him where you are in the investigation, what it is you've done, seen, uncovered, whatever. That's why we came here.
But let me respond to your question. Yeah. It may not be a direct answer that you're looking for.
And I'm going to open the picture back up, since the sound, that was just the courtroom sound that was wonky. Sorry about that.
And I've told Alec this when we first met. Any homicide investigation, you start with the closest person and or the person who found the deceased. Both cases, that's Alec. Everybody stays in that investigation until we can get them out. And right now, because of the questions that I have that I need explanations for, I cannot get Alec out.
Okay. That's a reasonable statement. I don't have a problem with that statement. That's fine. I don't read it, but everybody in the United States of America has an opinion on this case. And because I know everybody, I know it's a bunch of bullshit. I can't imagine that y'all are going to be asking about nonsense in the internet.
No. I mean, just like you, I'm aware of what's out there. Yeah. I have not read every article. I don't care to read every article because they're not doing the investigation.
That's right. That's right. All right. Well, Elliot, if you're comfortable and you feel okay,
yes,
then that's fine.
To help.
All right. That's fine.
So I want to go back to Monday morning, and you went to the office. Okay. What time did you go to the office? Who was at your house when you left? And what time did you go to the office?
We had been to a ball game that weekend. I don't remember exactly what time. It would have been somewhere between 8:30 and 9:30, probably 10 o'clock maybe at the latest, something like that.
And when I ask about time, I'm not saying it was 5:11 or something like that. I just
totally understand.
I need ballpark. That's as close as you can get to it.
And if you need to know exactly when, there would be a keypad that will tell when exactly I went in my office. Okay. That I can get for you.
Okay.
So
you have a key fob to get in your office?
A card.
A card.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Gotcha. A little bit. It was probably a little bit on the later side of that. I guess I know Maggie got up early to get out of there because she had an appointment in Charleston. I just don't remember if I left right after she did or I fiddled around.
But And I already know that Paul stayed at John Marvin's that night, so it's just you and Maggie at the house.
That's correct.
And I know when you were at the office, you were working on motions, and some of those motions you dealt with were for Paul's, the boat accident or the boat case.
I'm not really doing the legal work.
I understand, but you're Paul's dad, you're a lawyer, you're definitely going to know what's going on.
Yeah.
So what were those motions? Did it deal with Parker's, or was it the actual boat accident, or?
It was the civil case.
What time did you leave and get home?
Earlier than normal. I'd say 5:30.
So you left the office?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What time did Paul get home that night?
Me and Paul got there about the same time.
Okay.
Maybe he was a little bit later than me, or maybe a little bit earlier than me, but it was close to the same time.
Okay. And y'all rode around the farm. I believe you said 2 different trucks or 2 different vehicles.
Sir.
What were those 2 different vehicles?
We rode in the white pickup truck, and we rode in the black pickup truck.
Cue fake crying from Alex Murdaugh, incident number 1. So, make sure. Okay, so let me just take a second and tell you what the first nail I'm going to do. I'm going to attempt to do like an encapsulated red, white, and blue star. I've got these little confetti pieces, little tin confetti pieces. I'm going to use those, and I am going to use a technique where we are going to put base coat on. I'm going to pink out this bottom edge of the nail so that we get a natural look. And then I'm going to use these little guys on the tip, but still let it be clear in the background so that it's got a lot of nice sparkle. So that's what I'm going to do. So watch and listen with me. And I'll be looking at the chat up and down. Truth is right here for right now, so she's watching too. If you guys have any questions or anything like that, let me know about testimony or the nails. So let's resume.
In either one of those, did you see any long guns? And take your time.
It's okay.
Did you see any rifles or shotguns?
I don't remember seeing any that day, no. We did have pistols.
Yeah, because I know you said you went target practicing.
Well, not really target practice, we just shoot.
Yeah.
We rode around for a couple hours, just looked at everything. All the stuff Paul did on the farm. And, we just spent, time to I'm sorry. No, don't apologize. Hey, you can do this? I can do it.
Number 2. Cue crying number 2. Hi, Jerry. How you doing? Good to see you.
We started out going to look at the sunflowers because we was worried about the sunflowers. That was the first thing we looked at. And we just rode. We just rode and looked at. We hadn't done it in a while. We just rode, talked, and rode, talked.
Now, mind you, that was not lost on me when he said we just talked and rode, and we hadn't done that in a long time. And part of me thought, was that on purpose? Was that Paul's last ride with his dad? It was, but They hadn't done that in a long time, and all of a sudden, you know, an hour before they die, his dad takes him out on this, you know, nice father-son ride. I don't know. Just seems coincidental.
We'll talk about everything, you know. Just, one of the main things, he'd been having trouble, his feet had swelled up, and we were worried about blood pressure and stress on him. And I mean, he handled all this stuff so amazingly, but I mean, we were just so worried about it. But I mean, we talked about that, we talked about the farm, we just talked about everything.
Has Paul been seeing a doctor for this feet?
No, sir.
They are trying to get him to go.
Trying to get him to go.
And he was resistant.
Yeah, he had been resistant, but much less so after his feet swelled up. I mean, he'd been having all kind of little problems, but much less after his feet swelled up.
As parents, I'm sure you and Maggie stayed on him about going. How did he respond to you?
To going out?
No, going to the doctor.
He did.
When y'all talked about it.
He's very resistant. Very, very resistant. I mean, we talked to him about seeing a doctor, about the stresses of everything with the boat wreck. He didn't think he needed to do that. I mean, we tried to watch him really closely. But he was resistant.
What time did Maggie get back home that night?
Later. I'd say probably, the best I can tell, a couple hours after we got there.
When you and Paul returned back to the house, was Maggie there?
I can't remember if Maggie came by the shed when Paul and I were up there, or if we met her at the house. But
Real quick, for the pink, I'm using again the Forever Glazed Gel Polish Nail Boo Cloud 9. You get this from Sally's. This stuff is the perfect pink French nail. I love it.
you know, it's not unusual for her, if we're messing around, for her to swing through up there.
Mm-hmm.
The Maggie was supposed to be coming home. I've since found out she was worried about me and me worried about my dad until she came home.
So at that point in the interview, she said, did he tell you she came home because she was worried about his dad?
Yes.
Basis for the objection.
Leading, he just repeating what the jury just heard on the video.
Yes, sir.
God, I can play it and come back and ask him to clarify that. That's all. Go ahead, please.
The Maggie was supposed to be coming home. I've since found out she was worried about me and me worried about my dad until she came home.
Where was she going to stay that night?
At Edison. We were having work done down there. And I wasn't 100%, but it's pretty well she was going to stay at Edison.
So kind of surprised that she came back.
That didn't totally surprise me. She'd let me know earlier that she was coming home. But then I found out later why she came home.
She was concerned for you.
Sure.
after they eat dinner?
Not too long after that. Blanc had made dinner. And so the three of us ate dinner together.
What was the conversation around the dinner table?
No. Regular stuff. I mean, I can't tell you exactly, but.
How was Maggie's appointment in Charleston that day?
I think it had gone good. We didn't really get the chance to talk about it in detail. She's been having a couple little medical issues. I can't even remember which one. It wasn't anything huge. I can't remember exactly which one she went for.
And after dinner, Maggie and Paul went to the kennels, or?
You know, I don't know exactly how that went. I stayed on the couch and I dozed off. And then I got up.
Did you watch TV that night?
I know the TV was, I believe the TV was on. But I wasn't watching it.
We'll stop right there, please. I'm not going to ask you to repeat that, but this next question regarding a tree video, had you confronted him with that before?
Well, and that's it. And it's so on and off, on and off. You know, like a switch. Like, and he does that a lot during trial. I remember that he really knew when to, you could almost see him gearing himself up inside his head to start crying. And I'm not saying losing your wife and your child on the same night in such a horrific way isn't horrible, but knowing all that we know now, like, just wow. I really wonder if he's going to testify this time, because I think that really ruined him. And what I'm doing now is I'm just kind of like backfilling with the soak off top coat from Gelish, because it's, and I'm flipping them upside down because that self levels it and gets rid of, helps get rid of some of the bumps and you know, pokey parts, all that stuff. So gives us a nice smooth finish.
No, sir, I had not.
Okay, please go ahead.
There is a video on Paul's phone of you and him on the farm that night, and you were in khaki pants and a dress shirt. You were playing with a tree.
I don't remember playing with a tree.
Yeah, I guess there was a tree sapling or something that had fallen over or bending over, and you were trying to get it to stand up. But I mean, the question in that is, when I met you that night, you were in shorts and a t-shirt. At what point in that evening did you change clothes?
I'm not sure. It would have been
before dinner or after dinner?
No, it would have been. What time of day was that? I would have thought I had already changed.
There's not a time.
Is he asking you now what time that picture was?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Go ahead.
I was staff on it because there's so many posts, but I want to say it looks to be about dusk. So that would have been 7:30, 8 o'clock.
I guess that changed when I got back to the house.
Earlier when we spoke, and you talked about waking up from your nap and then going to check on your mother, and you tried to call Maggie and you tried to call Paul, and then you sent Maggie a text that you were going to check on your mother. You also told me that Maggie didn't normally go with you to check on your mother, but that she might ride that night. Did you go by and check on her?
Go by check on my mom?
Maggie, before you left to go?
No, I didn't.
With her not responding to you, and thinking that she might ride with you, why didn't you?
I don't remember having plans that Maggie was going to ride with me. But maybe she had told me that she was that night. I don't recall that. I don't remember that specifically, but I mean, it wasn't. She didn't normally go with me. I mean, it's not like we had plans that she was going to ride with me.
But didn't he just say that he thought that she might ride with him earlier?
But if she was going,
Here they are. These are just maps I pulled off of Google.
okay.
What route did you take from Moselle to your mom's?
I would have gone to the right on Moselle Road, 63 into Barnville, turn left on the road, right before 278, 601, and then in front of the school, turn right. That's how I believe I went.
Ship right on Moselle to 63.
No, sir, right on Moselle.
Yeah.
The normal way is right on Moselle to Dobson Road. Okay. Dobson Road to 63. 63 into Barnville, left on whatever the road is that goes to the school. Right. And then either 63 or left on the road that goes down and then on 63.
How often did you go visit your mother that night?
I mean, it wasn't infrequent. It wasn't all the time. I mean, visited her, you know, all times a day.
Just checking on her, especially with your dad being short.
She had been having a particularly, you know, she's got Alzheimer's really bad or pretty bad. And she had been particularly agitated. You know, with him not being there. And
Jerry's quick like a ninja. You gotta watch for her.
checked on her more in the days and weeks following my dad's passing than, you know, otherwise, but several times a week, you know, anytime.
How long would you say you were at your mom's that night?
45 minutes, an hour.
Had you talked to Shelley Smith at this point?
She had been interviewed, yes. I had not spoken with her by that time.
5 minutes to an hour.
Yes, sir.
Please go.
You gotta take it back home. Did you make any stops on the way?
On the way there,
On the way to your mom's work on your return trip back home?
stops. No, I didn't go anywhere. I went straight there. I did not. No, sir.
I mean, earlier in the day when you were down at that shed in kennels with Paul, did y'all discuss any injuries to any dogs?
On this next nail, I am going to try and do like an American flag. So we're going to see how well that works out. So just attempt.
Did he and I? No, but Rogan Gibson told me about the dog's tail. And somebody saying his leg was broken.
Stop it, please.
Which one's his dog?
Can you turn up Mr. Orange's volume?
Video.
Yes. Or turn up the volume.
Any dogs?
Did he and I? No, but Rogan Gibson told me about the dog's tail. And somebody saying his leg was broken.
So right here in the interview, your question was, did Paul tell you that? So did he deny that he'd had a conversation with Paul about that?
He never said he had a conversation.
What if anything did he say about whether he'd had a conversation with Paul about that?
He didn't indicate that he had a conversation with Paul. He said he had a conversation with Rogan Gibson.
That he'd heard that from Rogan?
Yes, sir.
Which one's his dog?
It's a chocolate puppy, I think.
Was the leg broken?
Not that I know of.
I can certainly see why something might be wrong with his tail, because when I was out there, he was chasing his tail and looking through the fence and trying to grab it. So it was puppy energy. When you got back to Moselle, which driveway did you enter?
I went in the brick gates.
And Maggie and Paul weren't there. Were there vehicles at the house?
Yes, sir.
How did they get down there that night?
I was hoping you were going to be able to tell me that.
The only thing that I can come up with is that black truck. Is that Buster's old black truck?
Yes, sir.
Does it normally stay down at the farm, or does it stay at the house?
Both.
Did Maggie ever walk down there?
Maggie walked down there a lot. But Paul, I mean, if you showed me some proof that Paul walked down there that night, I would be surprised. Absolutely surprised.
Well, thinking about Paul's health concerns, do you think Maggie could have gotten him to walk that night? To come on, let's walk with me this one time?
You know, it's possible, but again, that would be highly been highly unusual for him to walk.
So when you were at the kennels, you were just down there with Paul. And you left and went back to the house for dinner.
You know, I mean, Paul and I were just knocking around up at the shop, the shed, the kennels, and the, you know, just the whole property. And that was before dinner, yes, sir.
And you didn't go back down there after dinner until you returned trip from visiting your mother.
Yes, sir.
That's it. Keep.
I've got information that Paul was on the phone.
Had you confronted him with what you're about to ask him prior to this?
No, I had not.
And the question you had just asked him, did that deal with whether he went down to the kennels or not after supper?
Correct.
And he said he had not.
He had not.
And Maggie was heard in the background. And you were heard in the background. And that was prior to 9 p.m.
I heard Rogan Gibson ask me if I was up there. He said he thought it was me.
Was it you?
At 9 o'clock?
Yes, sir.
No, sir. Not if my times are right.
That's right there. He lied. He said because Rogan Gibson was the one whose dog Paul was making the video about. And he lied right there and said he wasn't there. But we know better, don't we? Also, I'm just lining out stuff to do my kind of inspired American flag. I'm trying to make it as clean as possible. My striping brushes. Ugh. I should have done that the other way. Oh well. I do a full set of these. Then I know to do it the other way around first. Okay. Let's see what else he has to say for himself.
Who do you think it could have been?
I have no idea.
See? Who do you think it could have been? I have no idea. He would have, again, been better off if he had just told the truth at this point. So I was up there. Maggie said she didn't want to go with me, so I left. Right? It doesn't make sense.
And Rogan's been around your family for pretty much all of his life.
Oh, absolutely.
And he recognizes your voice, and you have a distinct voice. Do you think of anybody else that has a voice similar to yours that he may have misinterpreted?
No, sir. I mean,
That's the court that crashed, by the way, not me.
you know, when we were talking, he had asked me that. So, I mean, he had told me that he thought I was up there.
Did that surprise you?
Yes, sir.
So when you returned back to the kennels, when you returned home from your mom's, where were the dogs?
they were like they were when I didn't put dogs up.
Okay.
So
they weren't running loose.
However they were.
Okay. At one point in the 911 call, you say here, like you're talking to somebody else or something else.
I say here?
Here, yeah.
And we talked about this the other night. You can hear him when he's on 911 say here, like he's handing somebody something or pointing to something. So who's he talking to? Were they cleaning up? I think it's Cousin Eddie. I'm just saying, but.
So the dispatcher is asking you if they're breathing, and you said no. And she asked did you see anyone else in the area, and you said no. She asked about guns near them, and you said no. And then you kind of stutter and start moving around, and you say here.
I don't have any memory of saying that. I guess I'd have to listen to it to, but I don't recall a dog being out. I'm certain that there was not a dog out. There's other things people have told me about that 911 call that I don't remember. I don't know here. Like I was calling a dog.
Calling a dog, talking to somebody else. I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
Yes, sir. And that obviously was nobody else out there. Okay. And I'm certain that there was not a dog loose. But I don't remember saying anything about Buster would know.
There she is. And now Truth probably gone. You guys just keep missing yourselves.
About threats. I was asked about that later. If I had information about, or if Buster had information about threats that I had said he would know.
Have you learned anything new about any threats against Paul or your family?
Nothing really new, no sir. Outside of things that Randy's told you, or there was just so many things on the internet that just but nothing new, no sir.
So during the 911 call, and we also talked about that night, you returned back to the house to get a shotgun.
Yes, sir.
What door did you enter?
The best that I can remember, I went in the side door, and I went straight to the gun cabinet.
Were you focused on any particular shotgun, or you just grabbed one?
I just grabbed one.
How do you normally load your shotguns? Avid hunters load shotguns special ways, different types of munitions, and I'm just asking you how you load yours.
I normally put it in the chamber and push the button.
What types, what type of shot do you load?
All kinds. I mean, I've loaded bird shot, buckshot, slugs, skeet shot.
At the same time? I mean, would you load like a bird shot and a buckshot in the same load?
Not normally. I mean, normally you're putting in, you know, a load for whatever you're hunting.
Mm-hmm. The reason I'm asking about that, the shot shells that we recovered that night, one was a turkey load, one was a buckshot.
I understood that.
The shotgun that you had with you that night, there was a bird shot and a buckshot. When Jeff went back the next day, I'm not sure which attorney it was, pointed out that there had been a shotgun laying on the pool table that he had put away, and pointed out that ammunition that was with that, and it was a buckshot and a bird shot. And then the shotgun that we took for potential comparison, it was also loaded with a bird shot and a buckshot. So I have all of these consistent loads along with what's that in the feed room. I call it the feed room at the kennels. Is that what you call it?
That's
okay.
Fucking good enough.
Okay. I just want, if I say feed room, I just want you to know what I'm talking about.
The night I grabbed the shells that I could get my hands on, I don't, you know, I had no idea exactly what I had.
Okay. Also, when we talked, I asked you if it was normal to keep guns down in the kennels. And you said you had to check. Have you been able to check to see what was missing from your collection?
I have, yes, I know what's missing from, what I believe is missing from our guns.
Okay, and what are those?
There's 3 guns that I think are missing.
Okay.
Hi, April. Good to see you. Sorry, I was mid-stroke, so I had to, couldn't say hi right away.
And what kind of guns are those?
It would be a Benelli shotgun, a Browning shotgun, and a pump shotgun.
The Benelli and the Browning, are they pump or autos?
The Benelli and the Browning are automatic.
And the pump shotgun, what brand is that?
I believe it's a Remington, but I'm not positive.
Are they like standard brown and black, all black, or camo?
The Benelli is black. The Browning is camo, and the pump is camo.
Would you have those serial numbers recorded anywhere?
I don't have them recorded, but I'm sure. I don't know where the pump shotgun exactly came from, but I should be able to have the Benelli and the Browning.
Okay. Because we don't know if they're stolen or where they are.
And hey, guys, just a little reminder, if you're just coming in, hit the thumbs up for me. And if you haven't, please hit the subscribe and the notification bell so you can come back and hang out with us while we cover all the stuffs from everywhere.
So I really can't get them entered into NCIC.
Go ahead.
But I could alert the ATF to where if that gun is run, that there would be an alert on it, and it would get me at least back to the gun and the person that may have had it.
Absolutely.
So if we can work on that and get those as soon as possible.
Absolutely.
You said Benelli's black, Browning's camo, and the pump is camo?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
The Browning is a brown camo, and the
It's protective eyewear time, Jerry. Everybody watch out.
pump is a green camo. And, you know, I understand also that a 300 was used that night. And I know there's been some, I understand John Bedingfield said he only had 2 of those, one of which was lost 3 a long time ago, but I'm telling you, now I am certain that we replaced that gun. All right?
Actually, John knows that he sold Maggie a 3rd gun.
Okay. Okay.
And the story was that she was supposed to let you know that she paid for it for you to go sign the paperwork. And that never occurred.
Okay. So that's why it wasn't a number? Okay.
Well, he has the number. He just doesn't have a final sale on the ATF paperwork.
Okay. That was replacing the one that Paul
lost, yes.
That's correct.
And both of those 300s, those serial numbers are with the ATF and flagged in the system. So when they pop up, it'll get me to those. Okay.
I love that song too, Clarence Carter. But something about what he just said, if I remember correctly, and I will try and find, because it was on one of the news reports, but John Marvin and Buster were seen removing what was thought to be the gun that was reported stolen that was replaced but yet was still missing. So figure that one out. And what I'm going to do is I top coated these 2. I'm going to do some fun stuff on there. This one I'm going to I'm going to top coat it because the red is a jerk and it likes to bleed. So I'm going to try to top coat it. Hopefully it behaves, and we'll see.
And that's, you know, we talked about the shot shells. So the cartridge casings were 300 blackout cartridge casings that were found by Maggie. There were also cartridge casings found by your house, by the side door to the gun room, and at the shooting range.
Now ask him about shell casings that were found by Megan. That's Maggie's body, correct?
The cartridge casings found by Megan, yes.
Had he ever been confronted with this information prior to right now that you know of?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, cool.
I believe he was, but not by me, I don't think.
There were also cartridge casings found by your house, by the side door to the gun room, and at the shooting range. And the ones by the house and some of the ones found at the shoot range are confirmed matches to the ones found by Maggie.
Okay.
So, which gets another concern. I've got the same load as the shot shells in multiple guns and 300 blackout that match ones found on your property.
So you now believe that those guns, that Paul's guns were used?
Yes.
Okay.
And missing.
And I understand somebody had seen that gun recently, but, you know, and I'd asked Buster about it. I believe that that gun has been gone since back before Christmas.
No one recalls Paul's first 300 going missing around Halloween at a party at Hampton.
Halloween of 2020?
When did y'all?
No, because that was
it was
years.
Yeah, it was whatever Christmas he got it. So it was 17, Christmas of 17. So it was the Halloween after in 18 is when Nolan believes it was taken out of Paul's truck. There was it would take me a while to find those notes, but Mark Williams or Matt Williams is a family friend. I may have the name wrong, but there was hundreds of people at this Halloween party. Nolan says adults were there, kids were there. And Nolan knows that the gun was in Paul's truck when they got to the party, and when they went to leave the party, it was gone. So that's the timeline on when that gun goes missing.
Okay. I knew it had been a while.
And then I think in April of 19 is when 18. April of 18.
This was 16, January 17 is when they did the work.
Gotcha. Another part in the 911 call, you made the comment, I should have known. And the questioning that surrounded, the dispatcher's asking, is anybody else supposed to be at the house? And you said, no, ma'am, please hurry. And she says, we're getting somebody out there to you. And your next comment was, I should have known. What are you referencing in that statement?
I don't remember saying that, but I guess, all the threats and,
Welcome back, Truth. Now, he said I should have known. But remember also in that interrogation in the car, him doing it when he was crying. There's been a lot of controversy over, and it happened in court too, whether he said, I've done him so wrong, or they done him so wrong. So was that kind of a little guilty utterance? I don't know. And will they be able to use that in court again this time? I done him so wrong. That's what I thought he said, but that could just be me hearing what I want to hear. What do they call that? That matrixing. Happens visually and it happens with sound too. Oh, he absolutely is. Yeah, he absolutely is. I just hope. I hope that he's got a good jury this time. Yeah. And then this, like, I should have known. And on the 911 call, when he goes, here, like, here, grab this, whatever. And I've got the interrogation of the groundskeeper that talks about the hose was not in the right position. Everything was wet. It shouldn't have been, blah, 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 all this stuff. So did he wash up? So many things. And you never know. There could be new things that come about that we find out. I mean,
and I had been convinced that this was something to do with the boat wreck and, all of that.
And he mentions the boat wreck again because that's his point. That's what he's holding on to. And that was literally the first thing that he said to the deputies when they got there. Like, I don't know. He's not a good actor. He's not a good actor at all. And then his excuse during trial, I believe, was that he was going through withdrawals at this time. So that's why he was having all these issues. Right? And if you did the calculations of how much he spent per week on pills, he took, what was it, like 30,000 oxys a month? Okay, Alex. Okay.
Did Paul ever get physical with you? Ever get into a heated argument and get physical?
One time, a little bit where he wouldn't listen to me.
Did you ever get physical with him?
No, sir.
How about Maggie? Did Paul get physical with Maggie?
No.
So she probably wanted to at times.
I'm sure she wanted to with all of us.
Yeah.
I believe in certain states you can waive the right to a jury trial. But I don't believe, I think that's a state thing. Because there was one that I watched not too long ago, I thought that it was just they did not have a jury, or it was like a smaller jury. It was only like 7 people or something like that. Now I'm gonna have to Google that later on, Jerry. So see, now you're gonna have to stay tuned for later, and I'll come back with that information.
And the one time Paul did that, he had too much to drink. And it was a very isolated incident.
Where was that? Was that at Moselle?
Yeah, but I think it's only in certain states. I'll push play and then I'll Google.
That was at Moselle.
So that was pretty recent?
No, sir. It had been a while.
When you turned Paul over and his cell phone popped out and you picked it up, and your statement was something like, I thought about doing something, but then I put it back down. And that was the interview, our first interview. What were your intentions at the time?
I don't know. I mean, when I went up to him and the phone came out, I don't remember having intentions of doing anything with the phone.
Yeah, if I remember from our last lives, he said that he tried to turn him over and his phone fell out. I thought that's what he said. But I did Google and we have an answer. So let me show you this. Okay, according to Google, the AI summary, to determine if you can waive the right to a jury for a trial, consider the following factors. Nature of the case. Some cases, like civil matters, may allow for waiver, while others, like criminal cases, typically do not. Consent of all parties. All parties involved must agree to waive the jury trial. Written waiver. A formal written waiver may be required to document the decision to forego a jury. Court approval. The judge must approve the waiver, ensuring it is made voluntarily and knowingly. Ugh, cannot get my words out right today. Legal representation. Having an attorney can help navigate the waiver process and ensure rights are protected. Jurisdictional rules. Different jurisdictions may have specific rules regarding jury waivers, so local laws must be considered. So yeah, basically, agreement on both sides, which I didn't realize that. I thought it was just the defense, like April said. But so prosecution and defense have to agree. And it also depends on jurisdictional laws. So whether it's state, civil, etc., things like that. So good question, because I did not know that answer either. So thank you, girls. See, I love you guys. I love it when you guys do questions. Love it, love it, love it. You know, I'm a data nerd. I love it. You're very welcome, again. Thank you. I'm getting ready to strike, guys. Brace yourself.
Popped out when you go in for review.
Okay, thank you.
And just FYI, my mother was a teacher, and she always told me that the only stupid question is the one that you don't ask. So, voila. You're very welcome, Amanda Jerry. Thank you for asking also. You guys are awesome.
got anything real quick?
Going back when y'all ate dinner together after Miss Maggie got home and you and Paul got back from riding around. Can you estimate about how long y'all would have been at the dinner table or ate at the dinner table?
I mean, it wasn't any long drawn out dinner, you know, just.
I mean, just a guess. I mean, you said there was conversation at the dinner table, but.
$15, 20 minutes. However long it takes to. Best guess.
Okay.
I'm going to cure in between each of these stripes because I don't trust myself. Just FYI.
David asked you just earlier about when y'all were riding around the farm, and you said y'all had the pistol in the truck. Y'all had shot a few times, really not target practice, but shot a few times. You said that you had on that day you didn't see any long guns, rifles, or shotguns in the vehicle. Prior to that, how long prior to that do you recall seeing guns or any guns in that vehicle?
I mean, Paul always had guns.
Okay.
So, I mean, it was very unusual for Paul not to have guns.
And that was something that they kept trying to say too, was that Paul was notorious for losing things and that he actually lost that gun or that other gun was stolen. He always had him in his truck, yada, yada. So yeah. Oh yeah, a party. I'm kind of liking my playing right now. I don't know if I want to do anything to him. I never have him playing. I either have him a color or I have him, you know, short in a color. So I'm kind of liking him just playing right now.
When you say gun, rifles or shotguns or
everything?
Both? Okay.
Yes, sir.
His truck that he normally drove, I believe it was the Platinum, went into the shop that Friday prior to. I think Mark Ball went and got some video from Jimmy Butler's that shows Paul dropping the truck off and not removing anything from it. So basically, he would have taken the rifles out at home. Do you know what he did with those rifles? If he would have put them in a different truck, or if he put them in the house, or would he have? So the truck that he drove, where was it parked on that Friday? So where would he have swapped everything out?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure where the truck that he drove on Friday. What truck did he swap out from?
I think when he went to Charleston, Dale said that he helped hook up the boat to one of the white Fords. And I know one's a gas and one's a diesel.
It wouldn't have been the gas truck going to Charleston. I'm not sure. So this occurred the Friday before everything happened?
Yes, sir.
I'm not sure. On Friday, I had gone to stay in the hospital with my dad. I don't believe that I saw Paul on Friday.
When did y'all go up to Columbia?
On Saturday.
Why didn't Paul go with y'all?
You know, I mean, Paul, he didn't. I mean, he liked to go to sports when there was a crowd, but that wasn't his thing to go.
Is that always how it's always been, or because of the voting incident?
No. I mean, he wasn't into ball as much.
One thing that I'm trying to understand is your timeline. You said you probably went to the office 8:30, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, and you left early around 5 or 5:30. And there's been some other timelines or times that we've talked about and you can't quite remember what the times are, what time of day it was. When the dispatcher asked you, when was the last time you saw Maggie or talked to Maggie, you said an hour and a half, 2 hours ago. To me, that's, a set, without thinking about it, you rattled off that time. We're sitting here trying to figure out a timeline.
The question was, you told the dispatcher hour, 2 hours ago?
Hour and a half to 2 hours.
Hour and a half, 2 hours. What time was the 911 call?
10:06 p.m.
Hour and a half, 2 hours prior to that.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
And you're having trouble coming up with a specific time.
No, it is there.
Tell me again what I said to the dispatcher.
You said an hour and a half ago, probably 2 hours.
And what time was that?
That was when you were on the phone. The 911 call was made at 10:06. So given 2 hours back, that would have been 8.
I mean, I think that's probably about. I think that's probably about right. And so, what you believe I'm giving you an inconsistent answer?
No, I'm just trying to wrap my mind around it when I'm asking you what time you went to the office that day, what time you got home.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
At this point in the investigation, did you have the video back from Paul's phone showing the dog at the kennels?
No, sir, I had not.
You're saying 5 or 5:30. I've got the card readout from the law firm, and it shows you going in at 5:30.
Going in the door?
Yes, sir. And Randy says when he left about 6 o'clock, you were still there. So the times aren't matching up. And I'm just trying to get an understanding of why.
I believe I left because that's not the first time I was at my office that day.
There were several readings, but your card wouldn't work. Somebody actually had to let you in.
Okay.
But I've got your card opening the door at the law firm at 5:30. And then Randy saying when he left at 6, you were still there. I'm trying to understand.
I left the office earlier than I normally do.
What's your normal time to leave?
I mean, it's not unusual for me to be there till dark. I try to get home when Maggie's home, before dark.
She don't like staying out there by herself in the dark.
That's right. So, if it was 5:30 or 6, I don't think I was still there at 6 o'clock. But you know, if I was, it wasn't long after that. So, you know, I believe that I went straight home. So, you know, my car, have y'all been able to get Chevrolet to download my?
We're still working on that.
Okay.
It's a long process.
Well, I mean, I got home early enough for Paul and I to ride the property for a substantial length of time. You know, more than an hour. I thought probably a couple of hours that we were together, but somewhere.
Did you go down the river?
We rode down all the roads. I believe that we rode all over. We rode all over.
Have I been able to answer some of your questions? I know you probably have more, but with my questionings, trying to get some things cleared up, have I given you some answers?
Well, I mean, I do know more than I did, for sure. So, yes, I mean, some of those.
AKA, he knows what they know more than he did before.
Questions have certainly, yes, sir.
What other questions do you have that?
I would like to know exactly what happened.
Me too. The best that I've been able to put together.
Looks like. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I believe Paul was shot first.
I believe that too. I believe Paul was most definitely shot first. And part of me wonders if he didn't even realize that she was out there. I kind of wonder if he figured she went walking back. And that's either he was chasing her or she was just around the corner and he didn't realize it when he came rolling through on the 4x4, golf cart, whatever it was, and shot Paul. And she either saw it or heard it. And what's the first thing a mother would do when she sees her child laying there? Run towards her child. That's what I believe.
For the simple fact of where he was located.
How many times was he shot?
Twice.
I thought he shot Maggie first because they could tell he shot her in the back of the head.
What, you said he thought they shot Maggie first, or Maggie was shot first?
He thought, Alex said that he thought Maggie was shot first because she had been shot in the back of the head.
And would he have said that because he knows that she was? Mm-hmm. My thought was if she was shot first, that Paul would have reacted and ran to his mother. And he wouldn't have been just standing there in the feed door like he was, like it was almost like he was walking out because and standing there because somebody was approaching that he knew.
Go ahead.
We may honestly never know who was first, but I think it was Paul, for the simple fact he wouldn't have, if he saw his mother getting shot, he wouldn't have run to that feed ring. Unless
Bingo says should have been a detective. No, I agree. I do not think he would have ran to the feed room. I don't think any of that. And I believe, and we'll hear because I've got the testimony from the medical examiner. I believe he was facing forward and he was shot.
that's where one of the guns was. But, you know, we've already established family guns were used.
Just before I let this play again for a little bit, I am going to do a cute, fun 4th of July design on this nail. I painted it all white. I've top coated it because, you know, I always say your top coat is your savior when you screw up your design. So we're going to do it in the style of a certain little mouse because they always have really cute Mr. Mouse shirts around 4th of July. Oh, that sounds really cool, Truth. That sounds really cool. I just love summer. I love it, love it, love it. Since I'm sad, I miss that our motorcycle club used to be in town. They used to do a lot of cool things for everybody.
And if they came from Paul's truck was at the house. So where were they?
And how did they get down there?
And how did they get down there?
Did you just ask him, we've established family guns were used?
Yes, I did.
Objections overruled. Proceed.
What was his response?
Sorry.
Would nothing be the answer?
Correct.
Go ahead.
I mean, it's normal for y'all to leave your keys in cars. However, if somebody showed up and did this, you're not going to take Paul's truck back to the house and leave the key in it. And how did they put it down? You know, we've already established family guns were used. And if they came from Paul's truck was at the house. So where were they?
And how did they get down there?
And how did they get down there? I mean, it's normal for y'all to leave your keys in cars. However, if somebody showed up and did this, you're not going to take Paul's truck back to the house and leave the key in it.
I mean, do you know that the guns were in the truck? I mean, could they have been somewhere else?
They could have been somewhere else. I mean, he didn't have his normal truck.
And I understand that Nolan Tootin believes he saw the gun 3 weeks beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't talked to him, but he believes it was not the one that was at the house.
I think it was a Benelli. It was shotgun that he always kept. That Paul always kept with him.
Oh, primarily, yeah. He kept one of a couple of Benellis.
Yeah, it was a camo Benelli. It's the last one that Nolan saw.
Okay.
And HDD, some type of 7mm rifle.
Yes, sir.
Do you have that one at home?
Yes, sir. That's what he saw?
That's what he saw.
Because I was told by somebody that Nolan saw a 300.
Absolutely, Jerry. Absolutely.
He told me he had not seen a 300 since March after turkey season.
Okay, well, somebody.
But those were the go-to guns, and those are the last ones that he saw.
The
He said he had,
HDD
and Benelli. He had not seen the 300 since March during turkey season.
and he definitely saw it during turkey season.
Yes.
Because there was some point, back when it was missing at Christmas time.
The third one's missing at Christmas time?
Yes, sir. So, anyway, if he saw it in March.
Did y'all get any kind of forensic of anything that y'all found? Just the rain and the...
I mean, we got plenty of DNA from the scene, but
yeah,
it's Nolan's, it's Rogan's, it's Alex, it's Paul's, it's Maggie's, it's Buster's.
Yeah.
David,
can you tell me for sure? Did either one of them live after they were shot first? No.
Not long.
Was that
the shooting happened very quickly. Very quickly.
Is this one person, two persons, three persons?
Is that the first time he's ever asked you that?
Yes, sir.
Ever?
That I recall, yes.
In the whole investigation at this point?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
We got two guns. We got two different types of ammunition. It's hard to say. It is hard to say.
Neither one of them so very long.
Matter of seconds, if that.
Thank you.
have y'all been able to get anything in Boston that might be to anybody? Let me ask you this question. It comes from Randy.
Hey, Lisa, good to see ya.
I feel like I didn't talk to you about this, but it's okay. They got a lot of friends in the community. From the upper echelon to the lowest socioeconomic level.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, absolutely. Just knowing what we know now, listen to this, it really does make you feel sick. That he could just lie so easy, and his tears are for himself. He's really just trying to get information because he wants to know what they know. That's how I feel. And I hope that he gets found guilty again. and that he has to live the rest of his life with other people that have taken people's lives. See, I did too. Yep, I did too. This is what I'm going to keep going over this stuff because there's so much that like I'm starting to remember again that I had forgotten about watching the first trial. And yeah, yep, I've got her saved up, and I've got the caretaker, his mother's caretaker, that talks about him being there that night and how weird it was. And you know, he talked about his mom getting agitated and all of that, and her saying no, she was, I believe she was sleeping, and he just went and sat in her room and watched TV. And just wow, you know. And I think she really did love Maggie, you know, and Paul.
They think that they can ask people to keep ears out, you know, loose lips, talking, that kind of stuff, but they don't want to reach out to anybody. Not close, unless y'all think it's okay. I'm not talking about paying people to do stuff for investigators.
Well, I've talked to Randy about this as well. He posed that question to me.
Right.
I'm not going to ask anybody in the law firm or anybody.
I'm glad you said that because we were talking the other night about that, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I wonder, like, whatever happened with Bubba? Bubba's the one that solved the case. I mean, what a good boy, you know? She did. She did. She did. Blanca. Wasn't that her name, Blanca? Yes, Bubba. Sweet Bubba, the hero dog. And he had no idea what he was doing at the time, right? Maybe he did.
The family, hey, go out and see what you can find and then report back to me. Sure. Because then it can be construed as they're working as an agent of the state.
Sure.
And
I understand that completely. You don't even have to explain that. I understand it.
So, I mean, I told Randy, I said, I certainly can't stop you from going out. But I wouldn't ask them what they know and then report back to me. Tell them to call me. Mm-hmm. Tell them to call the tip line we have still set up. Or if you hear somebody talking about it, encourage them to call. Or give me the name and I'll go call.
Okay. I hear what you're saying.
So maybe we don't have not anything substantive that really makes you think, hey, this is look good.
Yes.
AKA, you don't know that it's me yet, right? Right. Okay.
We, you know, like I said, the only DNA we have are family and close friends. We don't have any fingerprints. We don't have, unfortunately, we don't have any shoe wear or tire wear impressions because it rained that night. The only thing that we can go off of are the cell tower dumps, or you know, the FBI was out. They were out on your property on Friday, riding around trying to get some cell phone data. Unfortunately, all of that takes time.
I was just talking about that with my son Lisa earlier today. We're talking about next week making a trip for his birthday to Barnes and Noble, because that's something that I love doing, and that's something we've talked about on here that we're going to try and do. Is I've got some true crime books that one of them is a book by Jeffrey Dahmer's father that I thought we could do some like audio books some nights, and I've got a couple people that like to go to sleep to my voice, so I figure I'll read you a night story. But and actually the book by Dahmer's father, it's not real graphic or anything like that. It's actually really interesting because it's just kind of like a deep dive into everything that he saw as he was what do you call it? As he was growing up, and the things that happened with his mother, and etc. And actually, part of that Netflix miniseries, that Monster, does explain a lot of that. And it was one of the ones that I thought was the closest to telling the story of that monster, that particular monster. Ed Gein could have been done like episode 6, but I hope Cutsy. Good grief. It has been a long day already, huh? Sure, Truth Warrior, I will do that. But no, this is gonna be, originally it was kind of one of the trials of the century. And here we are again. And did you guys hear, I know we're not done with this, but did you hear that Adam Montgomery got his murder conviction vacated? Are you kidding me right now? Well, that's what with the book about Dahmer's father, not about Dahmer's father, but written by Dahmer's father, it's more of kind of like the hindsight's 2020 kind of a thing. Like, if I didn't realize that certain behaviors were so odd, and so when you see the history of, in that Netflix series, it shows the history of Jeffrey, and that he was, now I'm not giving him an excuse, but he was severely mentally ill, and it was very obvious from very early on, and his mother had major mental illness issues and was in and out of the hospital with what they called back then, having like a nervous breakdown. And it's one of those things where it's kind of sad, because, my gosh, think the people that could have been saved if somebody had just, he was mentally ill, very mentally ill, but it was also a lot of parents taking their own needs or wants into consideration, because it talks about his mother leaving him, his grandmother getting real creeped out by him and kicking him out, and kind of the making of a monster, so have you. Well, and I have to be careful what I say on here too with YouTube. Can't get too gory, because YouTube doesn't like that. YouTube doesn't like anything right now, apparently. It definitely doesn't like me. But yeah, and just a little peek. I will try to take a next real decent picture of these and put them up on the thumbnail. But these are you can see this is the encapsulated, and I did do a little red glitter little line just to give it a nice fresh edge. I think it felt too open when it was just the stars and the pink. Thank you, Truth. And then this one, now just pretend like it didn't smear that red. I'm gonna find a new red, but there you guys see their little Mickey heads. And I have done this on, I've got a set that's on the website actually, where I did little white Mickeys on red nails and little white Mickeys on black nails, and then did just some cute stuff. That was for a Minnie Mouse outfit that I had. This is the next one. As you can see, it's just kind of freestyle, but it's got all the colors of the red, white, and blue in there. And then if you really want to make a statement, this guy. Like I said, it's just all inspired by, I use my dotting tool to make the stars, striping tool. And this is something that looks really cute on a toenail, actually. And I've actually done it where I did like a real tiny French on the edge of a toenail and striped it. That was when I could actually still get my own foot up to my face to be able to do something like that. That doesn't happen anymore. So if I want that, I got to do a press-on nail now. I don't know. Well, maybe. I don't know. I'd have to stretch a lot first and take a lot of ibuprofen. So, but those are our little cuties of the day. We'll be doing more stuff. I said I'm not going to bombard you all with red, white, and blue till the 4th of July, but I thought it'd be a cute one today because some ideas popped in my head. So here, let's finish this up. And I'm going to chooch this up to 1.5 just to, because they talk really slow. Sled talks slow. Well, and that's what. See, I'll have to send it. We'll have to get you some press-on toenails. So if you want to wear some fancy sandals, you can do that. you can stick those on. Those are easy to stick on.
This vehicle's new. You had to send that off. Yes, sir. So it's not like when we hire experts, they come in and just download it.
And it's 2021, and they don't have the system support yet. But they're working. They're creating a system, from what I understand.
Okay. I don't know exactly how the OnStar thing works out, how the control module. But this is something different, right? We're all contained in the same thing.
There are 2 different systems that we took out.
Yeah.
One is OnStar, the other one is the telemetry system or infotainment system.
Yeah.
And the FBI says there is information there.
Yeah.
They just have to be able to extract it and put it in a report. Sure.
So you just wait for that.
Okay. I'm waiting on a search warrant from OnStar. Okay. See what kind of information they can give me.
You need us sign something, expedites that. I told you, I don't own the car, but whoever we need to will sign whatever authorization you need.
And he's probably going to, after we watch the testimony about all the electronics, he's probably going to wish he hadn't signed that waiver. But oh yeah, the toes are actually I was surprised. I was kind of creeped out by them at first, but they're actually kind of cool. And it's nice because you can put them on and then you take them off and have your, just your regular toenails if you want. Or if you bust a big toenail, like kept happening to me last summer, I'd get them just perfect and then I'd stub my toe on something. And so it was nice. I used just the clear one to match up to my other toes. Like if I was going somewhere and wanted to wear my flip-flops, because I am a flip-flop queen, just FYI.
So you had said that, or maybe Jim told me something about y'all were able to get a pulse phone just with a search warrant.
We have what they call a partial download. Yeah. Because we don't have the passcode. Sure. We can't do a full extraction.
Do you think so? My thought was that I don't know who's required to authorize Apple to open it. I know there was that big thing where they weren't going to do it, or whatever case. But I thought that if we, I think Maggie owned the phone. I think it was in her name. The account was in her name.
But you have to have your own separate iCloud account for each phone, and we've done that for Maggie's, Paul's, and Alan's iCloud accounts.
Yeah.
To see if there's anything in there.
Yeah.
There was nothing in Paul's. I'm still waiting on Maggie's.
Maggie did back hers up and stuff. I know that.
Does that mean Paul did back his up?
Probably.
But what my thought was, and I don't know if this is even possible, but if we get the estate, we get the person representative who is now the authorized person to authorize it to be open. I mean, surrounded by 100 lawyers, we get a probate done like that, and I can have a powers of appointment done in 2 days. We can authorize whatever it is you need to open.
And that might be beneficial.
So
I think Randy and I, or somebody and I talked about that.
Yeah,
before.
Yeah, well, I said I'd do it anyways.
Yeah. Who would be the representative? Just somebody at law firm.
Probably one of your brothers, I would think.
For Maggie and Paul's estate? Yeah. Probably me, or whoever it is, doesn't matter. Whoever it is will do whatever y'all need to do to. It won't be anybody that'll be uncooperative.
Okay. Well, if y'all go ahead and start working on that, then we'll reach out to Apple and figure out how we get that accomplished.
Right. Because gotta be something there. Gotta be something there. Have y'all had to track down all the wackos on the internet? Or just only the ones that you think seem a little more, not the opportunity and the inclination,
There's been a few that I'm looking at.
Yeah.
But some of the information is just so far-fetched. I talked with one guy. He called in and said, well, I knew that Maggie's son bought a house right around the corner. I'm like, okay, well, no, they didn't. That Maggie had left her husband some time ago and was going to move to Florida to be closer to her father because the mother was dead. And I'm like, okay, thank you, God.
So it's a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, people that want to get involved.
Yeah.
People that think they have some information. especially the matter of death. They're all over the place.
Well, I mean, y'all been taking a licking in the press about not disclosing stuff, but Jesus Christ, man.
I don't have anything to disclose.
Well, and why are you gonna tell a bad guy what you got?
Thank you.
I mean, I just don't understand it. I mean, look.
Nobody wants to know more than this man right here and this man right here.
I know.
Everybody else.
I believe that.
Everybody else.
David, how far apart in time were the shot? Did one of them know the other one was dead or been shot?
I think it's impossible to answer that question. I think it's impossible.
But you certain Paul was shot first?
I believe he was. I'm not certain. I believe he was.
Maggie would have known that, wouldn't she? You don't know how soon afterwards she was shot?
It all depends on how many shooters were there. I mean, if we're looking at 2 shooters, it could happen at the same time. If we're looking at 1 shooter, it would happen. And I know you can't help but think about it, but don't beat yourself up over getting the answer. It's not going to do anything for you.
When I ask you, now that you're talking to me, are you willing to, if some of my family, Maggie's mom and dad and sister, are you willing to talk to them?
Yes.
Okay.
And I'll meet them where they want to.
It would be easy to meet them.
I live in Charleston, so it's nothing for me to shoot up to Somerville and meet with the Brand Service.
Thank you. I know y'all are doing everything you can. And I don't take any personal offense at asking me these questions. I know you got to do what you got to do.
Well, I mean, and I hate to give any credence to the media, but if the media keep throwing you in there, then
you got to ask the questions.
If I can get every bit of evidence possible, that's going to exonerate.
We can get my car stuff. That'll help.
Al, you said earlier Maggie didn't like staying under by herself.
Yes, sir.
Was there any kind of, I know we asked you once before in one of the earlier interviews about cameras, and did y'all talk about doing any kind of camera system out there, stuff getting missing? Maggie talked about stuff getting missing. We hear that type of stuff. So
we never really had problems with stuff missing, but we still talk about getting, cameras and, doing all of that, but we just hadn't done it. We talked about it for a while.
But not really any conversation about stuff up and walking away or getting missing between you and Maggie.
Any conversations between me and Maggie about stuff?
You and Maggie or you and Paul, either one about stuff that had been missing, or had somebody came up and taken from the bar or from the house or anything like that?
Only thing that I can remember being discussed missing was some drills and some Milwaukee tools.
How long ago was that?
Couple of it was since CD got hired, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Because that was one of the things Paul, when he was looking for him, was going to ask CD. And I'd had a boy working out there for just a short period named Matt Clawz. Is that the first time you heard his name?
The last name, yeah. I've heard the name Matt.
Matt Clawz. I think it's spelled Luce.
And he basically did what CD does now.
No, he came in and was, just trying to, because I didn't have anybody working out there, just kind of keep things from getting totally out of control. He came in and, he does that for another friend, works with another friend, and just kind of coming in to help me, probably, I believe he probably would have been there in the late fall, probably, I'm guessing.
Is he from Hampton or Marlboro?
He's from Beaufort, I believe, originally, but he lives up in, he lives between Beaufort and, I'm trying to think of the name of the plantation that my friend Barrett Bowler has. That's who he works for.
Barrett Bowler?
Yeah, Junior. It's just both wares how he looks. That's Tom Bowler. He was like one of my granddaddy's contemporaries. And now there's a Tom Bowler that's kind of just retired. And they are, I think that's their kin, but not super close.
How old is Matt? Ish.
I'd say he's 35. Maybe.
You still have his number?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have the number in my phone. Y'all can have it, but I can get it.
Where'd you go?
I just stepped out and used the restroom.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
For Christmas presents, they were matching set, right? Other than color. All right about that?
Yes, sir. They were exactly the same.
With thermal night vision and stuff like that. The one that you purchased to replace the lost one. Did it have any kind of optics on it? Night vision scope or anything like that?
It doesn't have a night vision scope. I don't know if Paul put something on it. It was moved scopes around from gun to gun to gun, but I'm not. Oh.
Then we're gonna break for lunch. Time at 2.
Okay. So there we have it. Judge Newman, I am sad that he can't preside over this trial. Because I really liked him. And he was going through his own crisis at the same time, having lost his son right as the trial began. But he's since retired, and he has definitely earned it. That's for sure. So, on that note, I am going to close everything up right now. And I'm going to go and relieve my oldest son from watching my youngest and get some stuff done around the house. Get everybody in the bath and snack and ready for bed and all that fun stuff. But I will be back hoping probably around 10 tonight. That's what I'm going to shoot for. And we will go over the Ashley Banfield stuff with Brian Hooker, and we'll have a nice discussion about that. I want to know your thoughts. And then I'm going to, again, like I said, bring up some stuff about Starla Goings out of Munising, Michigan, who has been missing since last August. And very similar situation with her husband, who has now apparently sold the house, is living with family, even though he can afford not to, and has still not spoken to family, to friends, to anyone. So, no problem, April. That's fun, huh? You're going to be, if you'll even be awake tonight after a 2-year-old. Woo. Good deal, Truth. Good deal. Yeah, and we're going to go over, I want to go over, it was from 2 days ago, but she's talking about Brian not cooperating with authorities, and it's very similar to Steve Goings. And, this year seems to be, the theme seems to be DV and retrials. Because like I said before, I clicked play for the last time, Adam Montgomery has gotten his murder conviction vacated, because from what I understand, and I need to look more into it, but the stepmother testified about other incidences of him physically hurting Harmony, and he was charged with that along with murder. And they believe that if those two things had not been in combination together, that it may not have been as easy to convict him. That disgusts me. That they would not be able to enter in every single instance of that man harming that little girl. He put her in a duffel bag. He carried her around in the trunk of the car while the rest of her brothers and sisters, the family was in the car riding around. Oh, it's horrible. It's horrible. He is a monster. And to even think that he could have a chance it makes my stomach roll. It really, really does. And this is the kind of stuff why we got to be paying attention instead of watching people pee in a tent in front of a kidnapped victim's home. We need to watch. We need to make sure that people are they're putting their eye on what's important. All this other stuff, the side stuff, is not important. It's not bringing recognition, and it's not putting the eyes on the right people. It makes me angry. And I think there's a lot of people that have forgotten or didn't even have any clue to begin with of what true crime really means. And I may not be boots on the ground, and I may not, but what I can do, there's something that I can do with what I am able to offer, and that's keeping people's names out there. And even if people are just scrolling through, maybe that 5 seconds that they listen to me, they hear someone's name and they look it up, or their phone hears me say their name, and all of a sudden now pictures of Starla are going to pop up, pictures of Nancy are going to pop up, pictures of Lynette Hooker are going to pop up. That's what's hoped, because that's what's important, is that we don't forget that these people are still missing. We don't forget that monsters like Adam Montgomery and Alec Murdaugh and Brian Hooker, allegedly, in my opinion, don't get away with this stuff. And when there's all this other crap happening, then this stuff gets missed. Because let's face it, the streams about all the drama get 100 times more, thousands of more views than the streams about someone who's missing. And that makes me sad. That scares me. And that's one of the biggest rules, is you don't become part of the story you're following. You don't get involved that way. If you want to go out and you want to search with the search crew and you want to have the agreement, all that, do it, please. If you want to go live and you want to talk about where you think Lynette Hooker could be, do it, please. If you want to go live and try and think about, hey, who possibly could have some kind of vested interest in making an 80-some-year-old woman, an 84-year-old woman go missing? Why would the husband of Starla Goings throw all of her things instead of giving them to her kids? Why would he talk to their kids that they share together? These aren't kids from another relationship. These are kids they had together. He hadn't spoken to them about their mother, his wife, even though they were getting a divorce or not, being missing, and that he was the last person seen with her, and that her car was found not far from their house, and he didn't give a rat's behind that she walked away at midnight and never came back, never called the police. They found out because her daughter in Florida called for a welfare check. So here we have another daughter from far away doing more for their mother than their father or stepfather is, who was literally the last person to see either of these women. That's what needs to be important. That's what needs to be important. Not sitting in a lawn chair babysitting a cactus. And you can dislike me for that all you want. I don't care. I'm tired of seeing this stuff on my newsfeed every day. I'm tired of seeing prank calls to a neighbor of someone who was kidnapped. I'm tired of seeing prank calls done to a sheriff's wife. Whether he's a piece of crap or not, she has to live with him. I'm sure she's well aware. But what is that about? Is that Finding Nancy? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Go sit at the sheriff's office. Go protest his behavior. Protest the way he's handled this case. Protest the fact that he does change the rules according to what he decides. That's how you get something done. But when you do stuff like this, then gradually people quit watching. Gradually people quit taking what you have to say seriously. Gradually people quit caring. Because it becomes about everything except for the person that it was originally supposed to be about. And I'll say it till the cows came home. I may not be able to win. I don't have any fancy backgrounds. I don't have, cool music. I don't have a great sound system. What I do have is I have facts, and I have the truth, and I have integrity, and I have respect for not only the people that I'm trying to get attention for, but I have respect for myself. And I realize that all of these stories have absolutely nothing to do with me. That's what I think a lot of people have forgotten, is this isn't about you. It's not about you. It's about the people who you supposedly are advocating for. The people who are missing right now and don't have a voice. The people that everyone has forgotten about or don't care. And if you don't want to have a channel, or you aren't, if that's not your thing, then share my video out, share others' videos out. It doesn't even have to be mine. If you think somebody else is reporting actual facts about any of the people that I follow better than I have, then share those videos out. It's like, I was thinking about this the other day, and I've got a very graphic mind, and we were putting grass seed down all over our yard because it had read that one of the best ways to get rid of weeds in your grass, instead of using poison, is to just choke out the weeds with grass, with healthy growing grass. And that's what we have to do. We have to choke out the things that we don't want to see by backfilling it with things we do, with what's important. And it may not get me 10,000 subscribers, and it may not get me 1 million likes, but I can go to bed every single night. And it may not get me a bunch of super chats or a bunch of cash apps, but I can go to bed every single night knowing that whatever I touched, I made it better, or at least didn't make it worse. And that maybe one person sees my video and sees Starla going somewhere, or like I said earlier, saw Steve and Starla, saw them fighting. Maybe someone saw Lynette Hooker and Brian Hooker in the fight of their life, or maybe someone, again, Ashley Banfield has said it too, maybe they're in the back of a picture somewhere. That's how we've gotten in that case, is people who didn't even realize they were bringing facts to this case, things that he cannot debunk. And same with Starla. She was at a huge state fair. Somebody has her in a picture somewhere. Someone does. And that's what's got to be important. Because I'm sorry, I don't care about Alex. He's made an absolute jackass of himself. He went out there again after being told he was already arrested. This is what happens. It's not rocket science. You aren't Nelson Mandela. You are not Martin Luther King Jr., okay? Do what you got to do and don't become part of your story. It's simple. Hey, Gina Tay. Good to see you, girl. So, shoo. Okay. I am off of my soapbox for the moment because we are going to get into Brian Hooker later tonight. And you know that always gets me heated. So, I am going to go have some snacks with my little one, stick him in the bathtub. I take my own shower, get my PJs on, and we are going to dive into some Ashley later. And then I want to talk about it. So if you guys are free, please come back. I love you guys. I love these good discussions that we have. So, and thank goodness, I feel like thank goodness Lynette Hooker is not, her case has not been sullied yet. And Starla Goings hasn't been sullied yet. And if somebody that we can't trust gets on one of these cases, it's not going to be pretty, okay? It's not going to be pretty. So on that note, you guys have a great evening until we see each other again in a little bit. Said no storms tonight. My internet's been acting, knock on wood, perfect. So I will be back and bring snacks, bring your drinks, and let's get down to it. So peace, love, and Clawz, y'all. Oh, he better not. He better not. I'm telling you right now. Because Michigan is pretty much 3 hours no matter what distance you go in to get anywhere, okay? And I have no issue with getting my little selfie stick out and asking some questions. Because I don't care if I die. That's what I thought the other day. I'm like, I don't care about being doxxed. I have a business. You're going to find out. If you want to know where I live, then go on my website, buy something from me, and you can know where I live. It's simple. But you're going to have to pay me if you want to know where I live. So, and you're going to have to know how to spell my name right. So, girl, I'm saying, make me get in my soccer mom car. I got a hole in my exhaust pipe. You'll hear me coming. So you best it, okay? You just best it. That's what you best do. So, all right, guys, I will talk to you around 10 o'clock. And peace, love, and Clawz, y'all. Woo-wee. I'm on a roll today. All right. Talk to you in a few. Bye-bye. Best to believe. You best to believe. Love you guys. Later.